Hi everyone. Um, I'm Yen, 25 years old. Currently, I am a pregnant mother in my fourth month, not long ago. I was fired by my boss right after they found out I was pregnant, being unemployed at 25, and especially while pregnant. Has been a very unstable and worrying time, but instead of staying sad, I decided to stay home, creating joy for myself and my baby. I'm making this video simply to chat and share with you all about my daily life. From waking up, cooking, eating, doing housework, to moments of painting or learning small new things. I hope this little corner it will be a place where we can share the most simple things in life together. 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just starting to wake up. Since becoming pregnant, I always remind myself to get enough sleep for the baby. But there are days when I just drift off in pure exhaustion. Lately, it seems like only the sudden pangs of hunger have the power to wake me up, no matter if it's the middle of the night or the early hours of the morning, stepping out of bed, trying to embrace the day with the most refreshed mind possible. But to start the rhythm of life again, and the very first thing I do is always gently folding the blanket, smoothing out the bed sheets, as a way to tidy up the chaos and find a little peace for myself. Currently, I'm living with my husband in a rented room, located on the second floor, a tiny space, measuring only about 12 square meters. This room, it's not too spacious, but it's not too cramped for us either. And for me right now, a little corner like this is more than enough to feel at peace and completely content with what I have. Now let's start the new day. My next task is to brush my hair. Personally, I've always loved having long hair. However, ever since the baby came, due to hormonal changes in my body, I've been losing a lot of hair. There were moments looking at the hair loss that truly hurt, but instead of being afraid, I chose to cut it short, so it could grow back healthier and make it easier for me to brush and tie it up neatly every day. Once my hair is done, I'll brush my teeth, wash my face, and finish the rest of my morning personal hygiene before starting to prepare a gentle breakfast to recharge energy for both mommy and baby. And for me, whether it was back when I went to work or staying home now, breakfast is something I can never skip. In the past, whether after getting married or back when I was single, I always woke up early to personally prepare breakfast and pack my own lunch for work. However, nowadays, I do try my best to get up, but it's gotten a bit difficult. So lately, everything is prepared by my husband. He always wakes up earlier than me, and before heading to work, he never forgets to drop by the market, thoughtfully buying food and fruits for his wife. And my breakfast doesn't require any complicated searching. He bought the exact dish that I absolutely love, which is steamed rice rolls banh cuon, a highly popular breakfast dish that you can encounter on almost any street corner in the morning. And it's also very famous in Vietnam. I wonder, would you guys like to visit Vietnam sometime to try our food and experience the wonderful culture of my country? Since I can't eat much by myself, he only bought 15,000 Vietnamese dong worth, which is enough to fill me up. Oh, and there's this cat. I have no idea where it came from. I'm not sure if it belongs to a neighbor, got lost, or is just a stray, but it has been lingering around here for about 3 or 4 days now. The cat walks into my room so naturally, just like a friend who has been close to me for a very long time, because of that. Whenever I eat, I always save a portion for the cat to enjoy with me. A breakfast by myself, yet having a little cat for company, suddenly makes my mood so much lighter and incredibly peaceful, watching my little friend. I noticed something quite lovely. It seems like this cat really likes the small plant I grew right outside the door. Simple things like that. A warm plate of food, a bold four-legged friend, and the fresh green of the leaves are gently healing me during these fragile days. Up until now, it has been over a week since the day I lost my job. Before facing these days, I used to be so terrified and anxious. During that time, every day coming home from work, a wave of unexplainable sadness would wash over me. Being unemployed meant having no income, no stable job. That fear kept growing, yet I didn't dare to share it with my husband. Until one day, when the built-up emotions became too much to bear, I just looked at him and suddenly burst into tears. Out of self-pity and helplessness from being fired, but right in that moment of weakness, my husband gently pulled me into his arms, softly reassuring and comforting me. That tight embrace seemed to wash away the fears and self-pity of a young girl stepping into married life for the very first time, learning to be a wife, a daughter-in-law, and preparing to become a mother to a little angel about to enter this world. Sometimes, I enjoy a soundtrack that I absolutely love. It's a melody from Meet Yourself, a pretty famous Chinese drama about healing. Those gentle sounds. I feel like a fresh breeze soothing my soul this morning. After finishing breakfast, there's one thing I can never forget, and that is taking iron, an essential supplement for both mommy and baby right now. Luckily, this iron comes in liquid form, so it's quite easy for me to drink. Personally, I've always been terrified of taking medicine. Every time I have to swallow large pills, my body reacts violently. If it doesn't cause acid reflux, I end up throwing it all up. Just thinking about it makes me realize that the journey of motherhood truly not easy at all. After finishing breakfast, I start bringing in a few clothes from the porch. Because the drying rack is quite high and my baby bump is growing bigger every day, I can't reach it at all. Luckily, the kind landlord made a special wooden pole so I can easily take the clothes down from above. After gathering the dry clothes, I look for some hangers, preparing to hand wash the rest of the laundry. The basket of clothes that my husband tried to help wash before work this morning, but couldn't finish in time. This rental room of ours is pretty cramped. If we were to add a wardrobe, there simply wouldn't be enough space left to move around. Therefore, I can only hang them on a rack close to the wall. It looks like a lot of clothes, doesn't it? And right underneath, I reuse cardboard boxes. to neatly store the clothes that have been nicely folded. A basket of clothes already pre-washed by my husband. Now I just need to rinse it through 2 or 3 times to make it clean. In this tiny rental room, right behind our sleeping area, is a space for laundry and the restroom. There is only a single water tap here, no water heater, and no shower head either. Initially, when we first moved in, I found it quite inconvenient because of the lack of amenities. Every time I wanted to take a warm bath, I had to hassle with an electric kettle to boil water. The tap is also installed very low, which is truly a difficult challenge for a pregnant woman like me. As usual, my husband never allows me to do the laundry, because he is afraid that sitting down will press against my stomach and affect our baby. However, staying home all day, my hands and feet feel so restless, while the clothes pile up every 2 or 3 days, thinking about how hard my husband works all day. Then coming home just to quietly wash clothes. I feel so much love and pity for him, so occasionally I still secretly do the laundry behind his back, even though I know he would scold me out of worry. Bending down and sitting in one place for too long starts to cause mild Braxton Hicks contractions in my belly. That feeling scares me, so I only dare to do it very slowly, very gently, trying my best to protect the little angel growing day by day. Here I usually have to wash everything completely by hand after rinsing them clean. I try to use my remaining strength to wring them out as dry as possible, then hang them inside the room until the water stops dripping, before finally moving them out to the porch. Since we are living on the second floor, without a washing machine to spin them dry, water from the soaking wet clothes would drip straight down to the lower floor, wetting everyone else's laundry hanging underneath, living in a small shared space. Even though my body is quite tired, I always tell myself to be mindful and considerate, so as not to affect the lives of the people around us. Haha, I wonder if anyone is like me. Whenever I do housework, I love to let my mind wander and just hum along to a song. Those melodies always make my mood so much lighter and more comfortable. Does it sound familiar to you? That's Chinese, a language that is currently very trendy in Vietnam and also highly popular worldwide. Personally, I started learning this language 4 years ago. I also spent 3 years living independently, experiencing life and working in Taiwan. Those 3 years forced me to learn how to survive and get used to using a completely new language in a foreign land. And now, standing in this tiny room, Humming those Chinese lyrics feels like a short movie, reminding me of my brave youth. After fussing around with the laundry, I look at the clock and it's already 11 a.m. I need to quickly take my medicine, if breakfast was for iron. And then this time of day is for calcium, an extremely vital nutrient for this pregnancy journey, the doctor said. Calcium helps form and develop a strong bone structure, teeth, and cardiovascular system for the baby inside the womb. If the mother doesn't get enough, the baby will automatically draw calcium from the mother's bones, causing the pregnant mom to suffer from cramps, backaches, and a high risk of osteoporosis later in life. As crucial as it is, the catch is this calcium supplement doesn't come in liquid form. I have absolutely no choice but to take it as a pill, holding the large pill in my hand, and that fear of acid reflux rushes back. But for the sake of my baby, I tell myself to brace up and swallow it, closing my eyes and forcing the pill down. I have to quickly start cooking lunch right away, because in a little bit, my husband will manage to rush back home to have lunch with me. My lunch today isn't too complicated either. I'm preparing some vegetables to boil, including carrots, white radishes, and sweet corn, since I've always loved beautiful things. I like to meticulously carve each slice of carrot and radish into the shape of little flowers, making it look pretty and more appetizing. After that, I'll make some fried spring rolls namkwon. This filling was left over from last night when my husband and I prepared it together. So now I just need to wrap it up neatly and drop it into the pan to fry until it turns golden and crispy, to add more nutrients for both mommy and baby. I also don't forget to boil 2 balut eggs strung with loan. The tiny kitchen is filling up with steam, and the aroma of fried spring rolls begins to drift through the room. Everything is ready, just waiting for him to come home. Preparing a little bit of fresh fruit, I gently set everything out on the table. That is how my entire morning unfolded. A sequence of unnamed tasks, repeating themselves from dawn until the middle of the day. Looking from the outside, the life of an unemployed, pregnant mom staying at home like me. No, sounds so tedious. And perhaps a bit lonely, doesn't it? Lingering around these 4 walls, tidying up, doing laundry, and cooking again. There are times when my heart sinks during those long silences. But looking back at this small dining table, the warm breakfast my husband bought, the appearance of the little cat, and the decent lunch I just finished preparing, I suddenly realized this tedium is actually a blessing. It gives me the stillness to learn how to love myself and to wait for his familiar footsteps behind the door. Thank you everyone for taking the time to listen and follow my life. Wish you all a truly peaceful day.